Welcome to Shamba Shape Up.
This year, we are celebrating the 10th anniversary of your favorite TV show.
Once again, we have traveled all over East Africa to find hard-working farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need,
so they can adapt and make their farms more productive even while the climate changes.
We support them to become more productive,
get better yields,
and increase their income.
We meet families and enter their kitchens to explore what we eat, where we get it, and how we can cook it in cleaner, faster, healthier, and cheaper ways.
And at the same time, increase family nutrition.
We will see how farmers from across the region can benefit from our experts' advice,
while also learn from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experiences as they shape up their shambas.
Welcome to the Shamba Shape Up Safari. Welcome
to Shamba Shape Up.
Today we are in beautiful Makueni County.
And we are heading to meet our farmer who is ready to meet our experts and the Shamba Shape Up crew.
And we have plenty of good advice to give her.
Let's go meet her and see what happens today on
Shamba Shape Up.
Coming up on today's show,
discover the commercial and nutritional benefits of growing orange flesh sweet potatoes.
Best practices for crop rotation.
I learn about the current fall armyworm infestation attacking Kenya right now.
So, let's meet today's farmer.
Today's farmer is Elisabeth Mwaka. Elisabeth has been farming for 30 years in Makueni.
Elisabeth took over her father's farm and has since developed it into a productive 4-acre shamba.
She is helped on her farm by Tony, her son, who gives her the main support throughout the farm.
Elisabeth grows maize, green grams, cowpeas, mangoes, sweet potatoes, and is also using conservation agriculture practices very well.
Elisabeth,
yes.
In your farming, I'm sure there are problems here and there that you go through.
Armyworms.
You also have armyworms here. Carol, these things are just terrible.
Yeah, too much. They become a menace.
You know what I've been up to.
Oh, yes.
Working on the armyworms.
They are too much.
Okay.
But I'm sure you'd like to maybe get to know more about what you can do to make your crops give you a better yield. Yes?
Yes.
So we have come with experts to your shamba today so that we start working with you.
Very good. That is nice.
To improve on your agriculture.
It's very nice.
To make you a better farmer, Elisabeth.
Interested.
Yes.
You know, they always say learning does not end.
Yes.
All right. So let's go and meet our first expert of the day.
Yes.
All right. Let's go. Sweet potatoes, referred to as rabuon, mapuoni, makwasi, guashe, by different communities, come in a range of skin and flesh colors. Flesh colors. We have white, yellow, purple, and more recently, orange-fleshed sweet potatoes, which are becoming more and more popular in Kenya. Elisabeth isn't growing any orange-fleshed sweet potatoes at present, but I want to know if she'd be interested in growing them in the future, adding a new revenue to her business. Elisabeth, what kind of sweet potatoes are you growing in your shamba?
They are some are yellow and purple.
Okay. Have you ever heard of orange-fleshed sweet potatoes?
Yes, I've heard it.
Have you ever seen them?
I've seen them at the market.
Did you buy them?
And I bought them and they are so sweet.
You cooked them for the family?
Yes.
Did the family like them?
Yes.
Aha. And after you've enjoyed them, what did you decide to do?
When I can see them, I can plant some more.
You want more orange-fleshed sweet
For eating
potatoes?
and selling.
You're in luck because we've got Moses, our expert.
Thank you.
And he's waiting for you.
Yes,
Let's go meet
I want to meet him.
Okay, let's go meet him. Moses Wamalwa is an agronomist from International Potato Center, SIP. He's here to see if Elisabeth's shamba can grow orange-fleshed sweet potatoes successfully. Our expert, Moses. Now, just tell us briefly, why should she plant orange-fleshed sweet potatoes?
Orange-fleshed sweet potato is one of the most nutritious crops that we have.
Yes.
Actually, compared to yellow-fleshed and white-fleshed, orange-fleshed sweet potato has vitamin A, which is very important for our bodies.
Yes.
The other aspect about orange-fleshed sweet potato is because it is very high yielding than the other varieties. Thirdly, you will find that the orange-fleshed sweet potato matures in a very short period of time. It will take you 4 months against the traditional varieties that will take 6 to 8 months. Therefore, you are able to produce your sweet potato close to 3 times in a year.
Okay, so you were telling me earlier that you got your last seed or vines. Where did you get them from?
I get them from my neighbor.
Is that advisable?
Really, it is not advisable. You are supposed to actually get seed from certified plant material multipliers. There, you are sure the farmers have been trained to produce seed that is certified and will give you the yields that you require. But when you get material from your neighbor, most of the times that the material is diseased or infested. When you grow, you use the material, eventually your production and the yields come low. So if you want your yields to be very high, then you really have to look for where you have to source your planting material.
Now, in this area of Makueni, where can Elisabeth get the vines?
We have several vine multipliers across the country, and in Makueni, in an area known as Wote, where she can get planting material.
Getting your orange-fleshed sweet potato vines from a registered vine multiplier will ensure that 1. Your vines are pest and disease-free. 2. You'll have a healthier crop. 3. You will get high yields. These are the areas where you can find certified vine multipliers in Kenya. Get in touch with Shamba for more information on the closest multiplier to you. Send an SMS with the word JOIN to 21606.
Nice. How can I plant them?
Come, I'll show you around.
Let's see how to plant them.
Yeah.
There you are. So, Tony, how did it go?
Very good. Elisabeth is learning so much about orange-fleshed sweet potatoes.
Wow, that is so nice. Now I need
Do you
to...
know they have vitamin A?
No. I need to go and
then
find
they're
out.
very good for the family.
Oh, that is really nice, Tony, but I need it.
Especially the kids.
Oh, okay, that is good. You know, I really need to
And
go.
when you think of value addition.
Okay, all that is good. Tony, I need to go and find out where the green grams are planted and then meet our next expert.
All right.
Is that okay? Okay, see you.
Caro, it's that way.
Okay.
And they can also make good puree.
Tony! Elisabeth has been practicing conservation agriculture for 5 years. She uses minimum tillage, intercrops, and rotates her crops. Eric Kiongo is an agronomist from Perfid. He's here to see how Elisabeth is managing her crop rotation. Elisabeth.
Yes.
So this is Eric you've been talking about?
Yes.
Tell us, what have you been doing?
Now, we've been training our farmers as Perfid. We train our farmers on climate smart agriculture, which is anchored into 3 main principles. That is minimum soil disturbance, crop rotation, and residue retention. Today we are talking about crop rotation.
Crop rotation.
Yeah, the importance of crop rotation. Yeah.
What is crop rotation?
Yeah, crop rotation is a growing of different crops in succession on the same land. Yeah.
Elizabeth.
Yes.
Have you been practicing crop rotation?
Yes. I was planting maize, sorghum, wakati mkubwa.
For a long time.
For a long time. When I was taught by Eric, I planned to plant green grams.
Green grams. And so far, how is it taking you?
It's nice.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Is this the very first time you're practicing the crop rotation?
Yes.
Yeah, crop rotation is very important for our farmers.
Yes.
You see, we've been experiencing poor yield in our farms, but the farmers have never known what is the problem. The problem is that they kept on planting the same crop year in, year out, and in the process they deplete the soil nutrients. So what happens is we need to bring back our soil into the fertility it was supposed to be. Now, that's why we are coming in with crop rotation as one of our principles. Now, she planted maize last time, and this time around we are planting legumes. Green gram is one of the legumes. The legumes do fix nitrogen, while the maize or the sorghum, they take nutrients.
Just to take us back, what did you plant here initially? Maize and?
Sorghum.
Maize and sorghum. is in that rotation? I mean,
No.
it's different plants?
No. Maize and sorghum are of the same family.
They come from the same family.
It's the same thing.
So legumes are different.
Is the difference, yeah. We get a lot of benefit from crop rotation. Number one, we break the cycle of diseases, pest and diseases. And number two, we improve our soil fertility.
All right.
Number three, we retain moisture for our crops.
So, rotate crops on your shamba that belong to different crop families. For example, maize and sorghum are from the same crop family. You can rotate them with crops from the legume family, such as green grams or beans. Some farmers also rotate maize and beans with the third crop, such as potatoes. Crop rotation is good for your shamba because 1. It stops pests and diseases building up in the soil. 2. It adds nutrients to your soils. And 3. It makes your soil more fertile. Do you think it is very beneficial for you to practice crop rotation?
It is beneficial because this time when I tried to plant green grams, it's very nice.
Yes.
And I was planting green grams sometimes mixed with the maize, and they were not good.
They were not
so
doing very
good like
well.
this one.
Eric, there is something that is a bit disturbing for me. I can see there are 3 rows of maize. 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
And when I look at the maize, it's not looking healthy. There is a problem somewhere. What is the problem?
Let's go to the maize and show you what is happening.
Okay.
Yeah, ideally we planted 3 lines of maize as a windbreaker to prevent wind from disturbing our crops.
So one at the
one
far
at the end,
in the middle, and at the other end.
But again, we have something to learn here. This maize is not doing okay.
Clearly.
Simply because this block was planted maize before.
Yes.
And she came back with maize. So this clearly shows if she could have planted maize in the whole of this block, this is what she could have expected.
It would have been looking this bad.
With all this rains, meaning that rain, it was not an issue.
Yeah.
It was about good agricultural
it even
practices.
has stunted growth.
Yeah. You see what happens is a farmer with land like this one, we always advise them to subdivide it.
Yes.
This time around she does legumes this side and maize the other side, because these farmers, they want to have all the crops at the same time. So instead of intercropping, they do maize on the one side and green grams on the other side, or any other legume. So that next time when you're rotating, the green grams shifts to the other plot and maize comes to where the
That's the crop rotation. Most farmers are confused between intercropping and crop rotation.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know whether Elisabeth has another farm where the maize is doing very well. Do you have another shamba where?
That one.
Can we see that shamba?
Yeah, sure.
All right,
Let us go.
Wow. Eric, this is totally awesome. Tell what's happening here?
Oh, this is a result of crop rotation, as we were discussing earlier.
Yes, total transformation.
Yeah, exactly. And yet this is not 100% transformation. We are just starting. It is the first crop after the rotation, and we're expecting good yield in future rotations.
Of course, it can't happen overnight.
Yeah, sure,
It has to take some time.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Elisabeth,
Yes.
are you happy with what you're seeing, considering what we saw in the other shamba?
I'm happy because the time I was planting,
Yes.
or when they were mixing, they were not so good like this one.
Wow. This is so good.
Yes.
What else would you teach our farmers about good agricultural practices?
We also encourage our farmers to make sure that their farms are clean from weeds, because weeds do take the nutrients from the soil. So that means they are competing with our crop. Eventually our yields goes down. Yeah.
Elisabeth,
Yes.
do you think you've benefited from Eric's
I
training?
benefited from Eric because at the time I was not doing the good farming. I couldn't get any more
The
food.
yield.
But when she taught us, I'm just going up.
So, remember the 3 pillars: minimum soil disturbance, residue retention, and crop rotation.
Coming up after the break,
How to plant orange-fleshed sweet potato vines,
and what to do about fall armyworm.
and you're back on Shamba Shaper.
And we are here in Elisabeth's Shamba in Makueni County.
And still to come on today's show, we join Moses once more to learn firsthand how to best plant orange-fleshed sweet potato vines.
Then we will find out about the fall armyworm menace and what we can do about it.
So Moses, where do we start from now?
So the first thing you do is to clear the land. of
Okay,
bushes.
let's clear it.
So you use a slasher. Once you have cleared, you'll get a djembe, a hoe, and then you have to dig deep. It's important you dig very deep, at least 30 centimeters inside. Yeah, because sweet potato likes deep soils. After you've dug up the soil like this,
Yes.
you leave it for 2 weeks, and then you come back.
So how
Then
deep
you
should
don't
it? How
have-
deep should it go?
It will go at least 30 centimeters deep.
Let's see
1
it,
foot
okay.
deep. That is the depth. Yes.
So nice.
So now that's done.
Eh.
So this is how it will look like,
Yes.
all of it,
Yes. This is how it looks like.
like that.
Yeah. So once the land is cleared, you need to make what we call ridges.
Ridges.
The size of the ridge is 1 meter wide, and the height of the ridge is at least 30 centimeters. So you make your measurement of 1 meter. Elisabeth, we
Yes.
can make a stick that is 1 meter like this,
Yes.
and that's what you use for measurement. To make the ridge, and we'll take measurement from the string,
Yes.
from this point, then this point, and then we'll put a peg like this, and then we'll do the same at the other end.
And we
Then
place
we make
it.
another meter here,
Let's see a stick
and
there.
we'll put a peg there.
Yes.
So that is the dimension of our first ridge. This is just to show you,
Yes.
and then you can move it a little bit. And then where you put the pegs again on the other side, you do the same.
So why do you have to keep it in a ridge like this?
The reasoning is because what you want to do is to give enough depth for the sweet potato tubers or roots that will come, get space to enlarge freely.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you have a uniform crop, a more regular shape of the roots,
Yes.
which is good for the market, for processing, as well as for fresh markets. What we are trying to achieve here is enough depth.
Moses.
Yes.
Are these vines?
Yes, this is what we call planting material for sweet potato. They have come from a certified vine multiplier within Makueni County. The other aspect is you have to look at the age of the planting material. Very old planting material are not good enough. They don't pick very fast. But young material that is between 2 to 3 months is the best. So the material I'm holding here is between 2 to 3 months after planting. That thing is we look at the length of the planting material. That is the cutting. What we want is a cutting that is about 1 foot long. If you look at this, it's about 1 foot long.
Yes.
This is the ideal planting material size that you require. If you have longer material like this one, then you'll find that it is quite costly to buy this, and at the same time, the lower parts of the cutting normally is not safe to actually plant. So we measure our height from the tip of the cutting going backward. So you will have something like this is the best material.
Oh, it's so good.
This is the right size.
Okay. So how do we plant it?
Yes. When you are going to do planting, you must ensure that the soils are wet, right? When you are planting, what you need to make sure is you are putting a certain amount of the cutting into the soil and a certain amount of it outside the soil. That is to make sure it picks up properly. So what we do, you using your hand at the tip of the ridge, you will place your cutting like that.
Plant your OFSP vines along the ridges at a spacing of 1 foot or 30 centimeters from plant to plant. Place 2/3 or 2 nodes of the vines into the soil and farm the soil.
When you are putting into the soil, what you need to make sure is you don't put it straight. You put it slanting.
Yes.
And the reasons why you do that because you just want to make sure that all the nodes that are on the cutting are able to give you the sweet potato.
Elisabeth, do this
Yes,
one.
let me do it.
Yes, and you farm it up.
So, farmers, if you grow quality orange flesh sweet potatoes, you can sell them at fresh root markets or sell them to a processor for a better price. Make sure to keep some at home for the family too, as orange flesh sweet potatoes are good for your family's health.
Elisabeth,
Yes, Tony.
I see you also have fall armyworm.
I realized that they are armworms because I come and I check the leaves. I saw there are some dots. We were taught that if we saw some dots at the leaves, we must know that they are eggs.
The fall armyworm is making headlines for all the wrong reasons, as I found out when I went to visit Makueni County.
This is the fall armyworm, and it's a big pest in Kenya right now and can destroy full harvests of maize and many other crops. OFSP is a world-leading organization that uses a method called push-pull to control this pest. I have come to meet OFSP's senior technician, Dickens Nyagor, to find out why push-pull is so important in the fight against fall armyworm.
With all these problems of the fall armyworm, I'm sure that OFSP must have a solution for our farmers.
We have a technology called push-pull.
Aha, push-pull.
Push-pull can be used to control stem borer as well as fall armyworm. Fall armyworm moth is repelled by desmodium and napier grass attracts them. Farmers can also use bracharia grass instead of napier grass. Let's take a look at push-pull from above. Here is where napier grass or bracharia grass is planted around the edges. And here are the lines of desmodium planted in between the well-spaced maize. The maize is planted at a spacing of 60 centimeters apart. Now, let's explain how push-pull works. Maize is intercropped with desmodium. Desmodium produces a natural smell that pushes the moths away from the maize. The napier grass or bracharia grass is planted around the plot to pull the adult moth away to lay their eggs there instead of in the maize. A natural smell in napier grass or bracharia grass attracts pests. This system controls both stem borer and the fall armyworm effectively. Simple. Push, pull.
So how long has this push and pull been in existence?
Since the year 1998, and initially it was developed to control other pests like the maize stem borer and the staggerweed. Now it is also controlling the big problem of the fall armyworm.
And is it suitable for small-scale or large-scale farmers?
It can be used by both because the farmers who are using the desmodium, some of them are small-scale farmers, but even the large-scale farmers now, because the desmodium is there, it will be able to control the fall armyworm even if the plot is big.
And I suggest we go maybe see a farmer who's been practicing push-pull and we hear from them.
Very possible.
Dan! Hello! Dan, I must say, this is very, very impressive. Look at that. So tell me, Dan, have you ever had a problem with fall armyworm?
It was very serious. I couldn't get something from this farm.
So you went at a complete loss?
It was a loss. This portion alone, this side, I got only 17, 2 kg.
2 kg? That's a huge loss. And so what made you change?
A friend of mine shared with me about the push-pull technology. And I went and I saw him doing it.
Yes.
So that I was interested to do the same. I could now see the result. There was no fall armyworm in his plot.
Was it easy for you to change from your old system into the push-pull?
To me, it was easy for me.
Why? Why did you find it easy?
I got the contact with the OFSP people.
And they gave you the assistance?
They gave me the assistance, even the seeds.
And how are you feeling now as a farmer with this kind of maize? How are you feeling?
Now I'm a happy man, as you can see the difference.
To make the change to push-pull and fight against fall armyworm is easy. You'll need to plant desmodium in between your well-spaced maize. You can ask a neighbor for desmodium and plant stalks. Or plant 200 grams of seed, which will cover 1/4 of an acre and costs around 250 shillings. And then plant Napier grass around your maize plot. Desmodium, Napier and Bracharia grass can also be used as fodder for the cattle.
So now Deacons, tell us, what do you think of how he's carrying on with his push-pull project?
Dan has done well. He has implemented the push-pull technology very well. This is a good example of how push-pull technology can be implemented. His farm is not affected by the fall armyworm, and it can be a very good learning site for others to come and see what push-pull can be able to do.
Is this what you want all farmers to be doing?
If farmers do it right, this is what they would get in terms of controlling fall armyworm and getting good yields.
All right, and Dan, where do you see yourself in the future using this push-pull method?
Using this push-pull method, I think I'll be a notch ahead of other farmers in terms of harvesting, food security.
And as usual, you'll be smiling.
I'll be smiling.
I'm very happy. Very happy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Tune in next week to find out more about fall armyworm or get in touch directly with Isipe at 0208632000.
Elizabeth,
Yes, guys.
so much quality time learning very good things.
Yes.
So far, how has
Yes.
it been for you?
It was so nice. Well done. We were at the Shamba with you. I just see you at the TV, but you have just come at my home.
All right.
So I appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Yes.
Elisabeth, for hosting us. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
You are doing a great job. Well, Carol?
Our work here is done, and
Yes.
so we'll see you in the next
Shamba!